Can sex workers and virgins see eye to eye?
Like I remember when I had my
Wait,
very
why did
first
nigga? What's gonna be
escort
the
session,
issue?
I had this background feeling that I was
Your
gonna.
boy JR Monkey, yo, shut your bitch ass up, suck my dick, nigga. Take your ass to sleep, you Puerto Rican bitch. God damn, you lucky that other Puerto Rican boy wasn't in here while you was in here, nigga. I would've got to cooking on both you bitch ass niggas. The fuck wait, how do you got that? Wait, is that a? I thought that was a sub emote, or is it not? Oh wait, you did. You was tier 1. Tight shit.
Gonna feel like gross. And then I remember like I went through this session and I left and I was walking down the street with like a couple $1,000s in my pockets and I was like, who exploited who here?
What the fuck was she talking about? Nigga,
What if you
get into the video. Middle ground.
Step forward.
You are
if you agree.
100% gay.
I judge the other side.
Ooh. Oh, the sex worker's on the left, right?
It's hard for me to reconcile, unfortunately, like sex work as like noble or something that it's necessary for
I think I've seen
society.
this nigga in a movie.
Totally understand.
Wait,
But
yo, chat on God, no homo. I've seen this nigga before. No homo, nigga. No God, no homo. I've seen this nigga before. I'm just gonna keep it a fucking buck. Like, nigga, if I ain't gonna keep it 100, who the fuck gonna keep it 100?
Also, one of the oldest professions is sex work. One of the things that almost every human does in the world is sex. So the idea that we actually
God,
do
I
this
see
for
one of
money
these niggas' movies.
isn't too far out of the ordinary. You know, my dad was a pastor, so it's like understand. I didn't grow up in an idea where like sex work was okay, but I did grow up in an idea where it's like I want to learn, I want to experiment, and one of the things I wanted to always learn about was what my body does. So like, what made you decide? What put you in a place where you decided? Is it a religious? Or
Yeah,
is it...
so it's definitely a Jesus thing. Like,
Type shit.
Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and so I totally believe that that part of me is something to be shared intimately with the person I'm choosing to spend my life with.
Can I ask the disagreeers to step forward?
I don't judge you.
Damn,
I just don't
yep.
understand why you would give people access
God,
to your
Chad, I'm
body in that
cooked.
manner, which opens
I seen her too. I'm so cooked. What the fuck? Yo, nigga, this is bad. Yo. Nigga. Oh my God, I'm not lying, chat. Like, nigga.
you up to so many more risks with like STDs, pregnancies, all that stuff. I could not do that. That is not me.
Okay, here's a good example for that. It's
Okay.
like my other job is doing stunts. I light myself on fire. Is there a risk to that?
Yes.
But it is an educated risk because I know exactly what I'm doing
this
and I know
nigga's
how
actually
long to
not
burn
dumb.
and I know what's going on. Same thing with sex work. These are all educated risks that we take.
That is our job. Our body is what we use for our job, so we take care of it. We get tested, we take care of our health. You know, we are very, very adamant about that.
But I just cannot get on board with our bodies being a product all the time.
But isn't that how every job is? When I was working in retail, my body was a product. I'm
Damn.
lifting heavy things.
Why these niggas actually making good arguments? Oh, shit. Hold on.
I'm working in, you know, weird, nasty work conditions. I'm getting injured. Like every job I've had has required physical labor of my time and body, and I'm required to be there.
We all sell our body, just depends on what part.
I mean, but sexual selling is very different from what I do, which is like working as a nurse in a hospital.
But you're selling your time, your physical ability, your knowledge, and your emotion because that job is very draining on your mental health. We're doing the same thing except we're just showing nudity and pleasure.
Damn, I look and see what these niggas
I'm
is
Nathan
saying.
Bronson. I am
shit.
32. I am a sex worker, and almost 100% of that is doing porn. When I was younger, I had girls tell me I was very terrible in bed and I had a small penis. I wanted a challenge. I always like doing things that not a lot of people can do. I want to be able to prove that I can do it. And so that's why I got it.
This nigga finna
Sex
inspire
work
niggas.
can make the world a better place.
Okay, bro. I think porn is bad. Nigga, I think porn is very, very, very fucking bad. Like, Brian kept hella niggas is just fucking cooked right now, bro. Like shit. It's really just because niggas can't control themselves. That's just what it is at the end of the day, bro.
I'm a prostitute, and I've had so many clients. I had one guy whose wife had died, and he'd only been with her his whole life.
Damn.
And she had just died like a year ago, and he was like, I don't know how to date again. He didn't want to get into the emotional part where he was like interwoven with a new person. And so as baby steps, like he came and saw me as an escort. Or there was another guy who was dying of cancer. And he was like, I'm not in a position where I can get laid on my own. And I don't want to die without experiencing intimacy with another person. And I got to be that for him.
Oh,
and
wait.
just like last year, I looked him up and I found his obituary. Those encounters are what make the job valuable to me. Because like, this is not just like a casual physical experience, right? Like you're touching somebody's soul, and I am so thankful to have been allowed the opportunity to help the men that I've helped like that.
Sometimes I get the feeling that we save lives. Someone having a bad day, a man might want to be a little violent, but instead, he goes to the strip club, or he watches a little porn, or he, spends time with a provider, and that brings him down and it levels him out, and he gets that intimacy that he's missing.
I have a suspicion that we save marriages.
marriages.
Like, I saw so many husbands who were like, my wife hasn't touched me in 6, 10, 15, 20 years, and like, I need sexual outlet. And like the fact that they can get it with an escort like preserves the marriage. Otherwise they would leave the wife and the house and the kids and everything would explode. It's like a controlled release.
I got thoughts.
Okay,
Bro,
so I did want to
like-
address the idea that you said that you having sex
chat.
with
What do y'all think about this
save
shit?
the marriage.
'Cause these niggas
I
actually got
don't
me
believe
thinking
that's
now.
even possible. How can adultery save a marriage?
Like my perception is that this is like an inadequate Band-Aid to cover a wound that doesn't have another way to heal. And so I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying, yeah, you're correct in your criticism. I would not like to be in a marriage where this was happening without my knowledge. But like, I do suspect that the alternative is the destruction of the marriage.
I'm gonna share something. So I looked at porn when I was in 8th grade, and just kind of hearing, it's crazy, I'm getting like a frustration because I'm like, oh man, because it really put me down a bad spiral. And I just started thinking about myself. I started thinking about women really inappropriately. It's because like porn puts this idea in our mind and kind of scares us. I think it scares guys away from actually talking to women, actually.
Yeah, I also want to like validate the fact that pornography like can cause these effects in people. Like some people watch porn and they have like a really negative reaction, or like it causes you to feel like this objectification of women that you don't want to experience. And I think it's like really important to like acknowledge that and be like, yeah.
Chat, this is exactly what I was talking about, bro. Like they're talking about exactly what I was talking about. The exact same shit.
Maybe some people just shouldn't watch porn. Like maybe it's bad for them.
I was watching an interview the other day with Angela White, another porn star, and she said this.
Notice
thing
that
just
woman
blew my
corn
mind,
star
where she was
validated
like,
it while the male
we don't
didn't.
watch
Yeah,
Fast and
God.
the Furious
I
to
see
learn how
exactly
to
what you're saying.
drive. We don't watch porn to learn how to have sex and intimacy. Porn is entertainment.
That's so hard though, because so many people watch it. If that's the avenue they go towards, that's what they're gonna learn from, and then they're
But
going
again,
down a bad
now you're
path.
still splitting that path of like, because we're having sex on camera, it is entertainment.
What would be your solution to be like, if you do have those unsuspecting audiences? Like, is there an advisory? Is there something that says?
No, because it doesn't matter what you do, people are going to find it. Now,
Nigga, they make you click if you 18 or older. The fuck? Not my fault your ass lying.
what I think, better education, better parents, better teaching. Because when it really comes down to it, me doing this job and being chastised for doing something that as an adult that I want to do and I want to strive to do better is a completely different thing.
I'm Rudy. I'm a virgin, and I believe sex is a beautiful thing that God made for two people. I view the sex industry
Ain't
as
gonna
something
lie,
very
I
taboo
learned my sex
and
lessons
full
through
of people
porn.
who
I know,
may
bro.
or may not
That's damn right how
have had
we
a
all
different
learn, bro.
choice or thought of a different option
Like,
to
oh
provide
God.
themselves a better life.
God cares about our sex lives.
I believe that God created sex. Like, we are all sexual beings. I mean, unless you're
Okay.
asexual, I guess.
All right, Chad, this is one takeaway that we all notice. All the people that don't want to have sex are religious.
guess. But sharing that with one person for the rest of my life, like that just
Like, all three of them are
is
religious.
so appealing to me, because then I feel like I can like give my fullest self to them, and I would hope that they want to do the same with me.
I feel like God is involved. And that's why people thought I was
Let me think
crazy
it's
when I
actually
said, yeah, I
version,
want to be
though.
actually praying on my first time.
Damn.
People thought I was crazy. But there's emotion, there's so much more than just action. This is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good.
I used to be very Christian. I was homeschooled.
Girl, same.
Yeah. My dad's a professional
just wanna get her shit.
evangelical
Oh,
debater
wow.
who
Wow.
has a radio
Like
show
an
and writes
apologist?
books.
Ew,
Yes,
catch on.
he's a Christian apologist. Yeah, I was raised, no kissing, don't hold hands. I was like,
I regret
till
losing my
marriage,
virginity, for
absolutely.
real?
But there was a sense of
Deadass?
this sexual act is really elevated. Like a lot of it from my frame is that we're like sort of participating in a social ritual where we all like give
Why you
this
regret
act
it?
like a huge amount of power, which is like not my deal, but I really resonate with like the strength that can hold.
So I also grew up Catholic and, grew up in my Catholic shame bubble. I would masturbate and then cry myself to sleep and be like, God hates me and I'm going to hell. I don't know, man. I just kind of opened my eyes to the world and was like, you know what? People are out.
I should have saved it for a good woman. Type shit. I feel you. You don't got, fuck some hoe that you never gonna talk to again. I feel you.
Here raping, they're out here murdering, they're out here doing some crazy ass shit, and this world is fucking awful. I don't think God is down, looking down on the world and seeing all that and going, God damn it, Avery's sucking a dick again, like another check, like she's gone, I'm like, no.
Are you at all worried that
Oh shit.
by creating porn and all that stuff is feeding into a very real addiction that a lot of men suffer with?
So the
it's
difference
men
there is,
men
with like the mainstream porn that I do, yeah, it can be hella skeezy. They give you skeezy, storylines and stepmom this and step this, and it gets real skeezy, But then when you take it to the other side of the porn, I can put out the product that I want to. I can help educate people. I can put out ethical porn because I'm making it.
What's ethical porn? The fuck?
My name is Avery. I am 27 years old, and I
That's a
am a sex
category?
worker. It's weird because I grew up super, super religious and, used to give chastity talks at church and chastise my friends for being sexual, but I actually find that I'm not as bitter towards my religion anymore since I
bitter shit
started this
fucking
work because
crutch.
somehow it's kind of reconnecting me to it in a way. Just seeing that and hearing from people that I'm putting good out into the world and I'm making the world a better place and I'm making people feel joy and happiness.
I've had trouble in romantic relationships.
Damn, on God, yo, chat, could y'all ever date a porn star, bro? Keep it a buck. Could y'all ever date a porn star, bro? Would y'all ever date a porn star? Like, on some Riley Reid ass shit. Mia Khalifa, Lana Rhodes, nigga. Alexis Texas. Fuck. Can't fucking talk. Alexis Texas. Damn, I just named like 4 porns. 3, 4.
My fiance does not do sex work, she's only slept with
Bro,
like
I don't think I would do that
30
shit.
people, right? Which to
I'm
me,
not gonna date no
that's
porn star.
He's like, that's so little for me. That's a
like,
lot.
I mean, before I got into the
Yes,
industry, I
is
was
she
over
making
100
porn
something,
with
so
me? That's yeah, that makes sense.
It's a crazy number to me. It's always a very
That's the only-
strange
that's
thing
the
trying
only
to
way.
keep this relationship going in the sense of like what I do, because even
if
it's
you
just
put
the
a motive
egos,
face,
and
nigga?
she has to see me with younger women all the time, and it sometimes hurts her, but it's like just a lot of communication. And
For me, I am currently in a relationship, and the guy I'm dating, he is actually not a Christian.
Oh.
So I had to have that conversation with him beforehand, like that because of my religious beliefs, I'm not going to have sex until marriage. He's not only honored it, but he supported it. But it does make it difficult because it's like I want to make him happy, he wants to make me happy, and that struggle of like, I guess, fighting against our flesh is gonna be a little harder.
Shouldn't be
I don't
sucking
want
the dick.
anyone to see my naked body until they're my
oh,
husband.
he hasn't even seen you naked.
No.
Oh, so he can't see her
really?
naked. Is that
Sorry, being naked is just such a it's like
Wait.
I just walk around.
is that in the Bible? Yo, on God, JR, is that in the Bible? You can't see. You're not supposed to see nobody naked either. Bro, I've never read that.
It doesn't. How long you guys been dating?
It's been a few months.
Like 3, 4?
Yeah, around that.
Good for you, girl. Keep that pussy on lock.
A lot of people think that we are anti-sex or not sex positive.
You can
I
actually
don't
be
think that's true
flirting
at all.
and horny with your girl
I know
if
that I'm
you're
a very
married.
sexual person. I cannot wait to explore that sexual side of myself with my husband.
Nigga, I asked you if it's a sin to see somebody naked. What the fuck are you talking about? No. Nigga. I ain't gonna cap. I kind of knew the answer. I was like, I know I never seen that
But that
shit.
is something that I want to restrict to just one person, and that's how I want to explore that sexual side of me.
I'm just happy to be here.
Unless you're
I don't have a
lustful.
romantic
Oh,
issue
type
because
shit.
with my virginity, because they kind of they
Yeah, man, I
admire
said,
kind
pair
of
titties, I'm not.
what I do or my self-control, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Restraint
Bro, that
is
nigga like
hot.
a fucking elf.
Huh?
He's just like goading me with some shit.
Question: have you had women who definitely not virgins, maybe not even Christian, come after you because they know you're a virgin? They're trying to steal that card.
Yeah.
And how hard do they push?
It's pretty hard.
I've never been in a circumstance
Yo,
where
ain't no cap.
I had
Being a,
somebody
being
I
a
wanted
porn
to
star is
date
like the
who did
most
not.
most confident ever. Like, I know this nigga's confident as shit. No homo. Like, it's like being a porn. It's like, nigga, you really don't got no choice for real. Like, nigga, you better be confident, nigga. The fuck?
Want to date me because of my job ever.
Really?
Ever. Because the kind of filters I have in place, like by the time we get to the point where I want to date them, like if they've passed all the other criteria that I have, by that point, all of them are just totally fine with sex work. I don't like people who are possessive at all. I'm very polyamorous. In the
Yeah.
normal world is that people don't date each other because of sex work, but that's just not the reality I live in.
See, that's my reality. I have a hard time with
Bro, if you have
romantic
sex a lot, your
relationships 'cause,
hormones are up.
well,
You're usually
I'm a sex
more
worker,
confident.
and not only am I a sex worker, but outside of work,
Oh shit.
I self-identify as a
God
whore.
damn.
Like, I just like to have sex, and I like to experience
you're
as many
talking.
people as possible. And when I do find someone that I'm interested in for romantic relationships, that's the package deal. You know, I tell them, like, look, I want to be with you, and I want to be in a relationship with you, and I care about you a lot. But I also need to be a slut and have sex with people who aren't you sometimes. I've tried dating, like, other porn performers, and you know, even that gets murky because even with our jobs, jealousy is still a thing. So, you know, I'll be dating a porn star who knows that I'm a porn star, and then they hit me with the, hey babe, I think like maybe you should just start doing like content with girls. Yeah, just do girl, and like maybe threesomes with me and other girls, and like that's it, and change your branding. And I'm like, so you started this romantic relationship with me knowing exactly what the is down, like who I am, what I do, what I'm about,
Right.
and you thought that, oh, let me just like wait a few months and then I can like change. You're like, okay, great.
I enjoy masturbation.
Nah.
Hey, girl.
Do you feel guilty?
I think in the beginning, because I didn't know what I was doing and like
Damn.
what I felt about it, the problem is like the Bible doesn't say anything about masturbation. So you're always like, this is the world of gray. And then
But religion says something about masturbation. So, like, does your religion
Well,
say
like,
anything
listen,
about
nigga, religion and Bible, two different things. Two different things, bro. My bad though for pausing like OD long, nigga.
masturbation? Is nothing.
Mad tweaking.
it's more about like generalized sexual immorality. So I didn't feel like masturbation was immoral of me. Like I felt like, oh, this is just me getting to know my body and what I like, and then
That's
hopefully pass it
lustful
along to a great
acts,
guy.
young God.
Yeah, I
Masturbation
remember when
is
I
a
was
lustful
Christian
act.
and I was trying to figure out if I should masturbate. I would like consult the Bible quite a lot. I would like Google, you know, like, is it okay to masturbate for women? And there was no resources for women at all. It was like men have to control their lusts, and I felt like a
Yeah.
crazy pervert because I'm like, oh, I have all these urges that women
Damn,
apparently
I was
don't have.
low-key
I ended
finna
up
say some
deciding that
shit.
okay, lust is a sin, but the masturbation itself
Ooh.
isn't. So that if I engaged in the physical act without like having any sort of mental process going on, then that would be okay by God.
The fuck she said she found a cheat code?
I'm surprised that you.
Oh, I got answers. I got answers for
Nigga, that nigga don't like the masturbate,
one
like
thing
fuck
is,
bitches.
because I have to save my load to use at work, which is a little graphic, but that's really what it is. So one of the things I have to do, because I'm doing 2 scenes a day, so I can't jerk off. I can barely have sex with my fiance most of the time because I'm doing the job. I'd much rather take that time, go give pleasure to someone else and actually see that look on someone's face that I gave them an experience.
I would totally disagree with the idea that masturbation isn't sin. I feel like there's something that happens. I don't know, like it's just so hard to explain.
I'm
'Cause
curious.
it's so
I want to ask, like, what is it like to you about touching your own body, that, and you know, making yourself feel that type of pleasure? What makes that a sin?
But it's like with me, I just see that God is so high and mighty that
Bro, it's not
like,
even
the reason
that,
why
like,
maybe I keep on messing
nigga,
up. 'Cause
fuck all
there's
that.
moments.
It's not even that, nigga. You're gay. Yeah, think about it, chat. You're playing with your own dick. You stroking a dick, nigga. You're making your dick come. Nigga, that's gay. You making your own dick come, nigga. I'll be feeling disgusting. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, after you got done beating that shit, you like, damn, now you feeling bad and shit. You know what I'm saying? Feeling God is watching me and shit. On God, I know exactly what you're saying. You feeling like your whole bloodline just looking at your ass like, you weak ass nigga. Just beat your dick.
Moments of I'm
You walking out the
sexting, I'm
bathroom
you
and
know
shit.
doing things, and you're like, what? How
Put
would
your
you do
pants
that?
up a little
But the thing
bit.
is, it's like, yeah, I mean, and the thing is understanding that like I'm not God, but also understanding that like I want to be more Christ-like. Yeah, progress in my
Do you
faith.
masturbate?
Yes, I have, yes.
Do you
last
do it
song?
regularly?
There's moments where it's about probably once a month.
Oh.
What do you guys do when you feel those impure thoughts and you think about it and you want to masturbate because that's your direct correlation to what you're doing?
I call a friend and kind of like, because the thing is,
You
it's
got a
like,
friend like that? That's
Do you
awesome.
tell your friends why you're calling them? Or do you just call for distraction?
I call, well, it's calling, kind of be like, hey, this is happening right now. I need some prayer because this could get bad. This could be bad because it's like and it's really unhealthy. It's very unhealthy of me.
And if you're in a good church community, you have prayer warriors, and that helps immensely, no matter what you may be struggling with.
Yo, my bad. I didn't mean to say it like
Being a virgin has
what's a prayer warrior? Probably finna have to look this shit up after
shaped me
like, nigga, I'm
in
finna
a
look
way
this shit up.
of
It's 1 a.m.
separating myself from the rest of the pack. So I stopped watching porn based off of a flick that I watched. That just made me just stop completely. I like intimacy, and I've realized that porn doesn't give me the intimacy that, you know, I'm searching for.
The sex
Nigga, the only way for you to
industry
get the
is
intimacy is
sexist.
in person. What was the question?
The sex divide is way different in our industry. Women get paid a lot more.
It's actually, the sex industry is I think it's one of like 2 industries in the world where women make more than men.
Yeah.
Everyone's objectified, kind of, because the men y'all are reduced to your penises.
Oh, yeah, your
No one
meat
even
bag.
really knows who the men are, but I know so many people who recognize penises. You know, we have to cater to these
Damn,
fantasies.
nah, she's so
for
right though. Can you think about it, chat? When you think about male porn stars, nigga, you don't know no names for real. Like, you probably know like one name on God, like one, nigga, like just one. But you think about some female porn stars, nigga, you probably know 3+, bro. I'm hearing about you probably know 3+ female porn star names right now.
for fans, and there are sadly
Her
a lot
nipples
of, it's a broad
Like,
reflection
yo.
of how the world is. And out in the broad world, there's a lot of men who want to see women get beat and had sex with brutally and like, you know, just brutally taken, and that's what they
That's
want.
where I'm thinking the sex industry is sexist, because women in general in the different aspects of the sex industry, I feel like are viewed as less than.
They are. And for me, the one like turnaround of it though is where we take our power back. We enjoy, you know, filling out those fantasies and those role plays to take power over it. The other night I was having sex with a man and he's like having sex with me and he puts his foot on my face and is like stepping on me while he's having sex with me. And you see your face. My face, I was in heaven. I was there like trying to lick his feet, and I was just like, this is hot to me because
Oh my
I
god,
get
I seen that video. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm cooked. I'm actually cooked. Oh my god, I seen that exact video. Like I just had to think, yo.
explore this in a safe manner that is controlled by me.
I think he
Like, of
spit on her
course, porn
too.
is designed for men. It's not because like we don't like women. It's because men are visually stimulated and like way more likely to spend money on porn. This doesn't feel like an issue to me. This feels just like the natural like way that we are. Like I remember when I had my very first escort session where I had sex with my first man for money. Going into it, I was super nervous because I'm like, I had this background feeling that I was gonna feel like gross or like violated or exploited in some way, like a little bit of a fear. And then I remember like I went through the session and I left and I was walking down the street with like a couple $1,000s in my pocket because I charged very high rates.
You ain't gonna count that she's gonna
And
say
I was
none
like,
on her face.
who exploited who here? Like I feel incredible. And I remember feeling
Respect.
I remember feeling like angry at society. I was like, why did they tell me this would feel bad? I feel so good. And it's like, at that point, it's like, I don't know, when we talk about like sexism in the industry, you could very easily argue it goes the opposite way. I grew up in a very conservative culture that expected me to become a housewife. But it turned out to be that I was a sex worker instead. I got to like escape that sort of life where I was working minimum wage jobs with not a lot of prospects. My family is not supportive of my professional
Fucking
choices.
housewife?
I'm definitely performing an immoral action in their eyes. I am degrading myself and my sexuality in their eyes. I associate it very strongly with freedom, like
Yo,
being
she
able to
look
have
happy as
access
shit. What the
to-
fuck wrong with her ass, nigga? What, nigga? She's just this happy, nigga? Or she on fucking drugs, nigga? What the fuck?
a lot of different
No,
things
like, just
associated
look at the way
very
she's
strongly
smiling
with-
and shit.
with
Look at the way her
freedom, like
eyes just
being able to
look.
have access to a lot of different choices to make
no,
a
she's
lot
thought
of
about all
money
the
that I
dick she
never would have
took.
had the
My
opportunity to
bad.
have before.
All
She think
sex
she was
work
thinking about
should be
every dick.
legalized in America.
From all the statistics I know of, like, let's say Australia, and this
I mean,
is from
she
just
is an escort.
the knowledge I've learned from that. Apparently, sex work has actually
Can't wait to not go to Japan and
decriminalized
get,
a
like,
lot of
5
places. So
escorts
if you legalize
at
all
once.
sex work, you kind of take away that human want in making it so it's just available if you want it. And also, if you make it available just like prostitution, making that available, you have to make people go through screening. You have to make people get tested. So everyone's going to, STDs might even go down.
There's a difference between decriminalizing sex work and legalizing it. Legalizing it means obviously the
Okay,
government's
all
going to be
sex work
into
is
it.
crazy,
They're going
though.
to
That's
be able to
actually
set up
true.
health regulations,
Having a
which
red
can definitely
light
help
district
sex workers.
lowers the crime
Decriminalizing
rate?
it just means that you as a sex worker cannot be arrested for what you
Wait.
do. I personally
Wait, what the fuck is a red light district? Like where y'all are allowed to bust nuts freely? No, I'm trolling though. Like, what the fuck is that for real?
don't believe that legalizing it is beneficial because even in those countries where it is legalized, it correlates to higher rates of sex trafficking. I know I'm not. Yes, yes. And I would have thought that it wouldn't have been that way because otherwise I would have agreed with you. I would have said yes, it should be legalized because then we can have all these regulations in place to make it safer for sex workers.
But see, if you had a governmental body going through, just like if you went to a restaurant, there's an A on the door saying like food handlers, right? Then it would be, this is a building that is regulated. We have people coming through to make sure everyone coming through gets tested this many times, and you coming in, you have to be tested the day before.
Sorry, you two niggas. Hold on, nigga. It's like, for example, my bad. A block where you could have sex pay. Oh, so like Thailand, and pick your girls that you want to have sex with. Just look it up, my nigga. I know what it is now. Why the fuck would I look it up? Can't wait to go to
actually
Thailand.
get checked in.
I guess that assumption is based on if everyone who is in sex work would go the legal route, because not everyone would when there's government involvement. What does that mean? Taxes. Not everyone wants to have taxes. That's why in New Zealand it's decriminalized, but there are no regulations to keep anyone in that whole situation safe.
I was just on the disagree side because I don't think it should be legalized. I think it should be decriminalized. I don't want the government anywhere near sex work. I don't want the government controlling it, taxing it, making it to where
Nigga, the
they
government
legalize it, but
taxes
they're
sex
still
work?
going to put loopholes around that puts us in even more danger. I also think sex work should be decriminalized because as long as it's criminalized, we're at the mercy of the cops, and the cops are the biggest threat to female sex workers specifically. Almost every female sex worker I know who's had an encounter with the cops has been raped by the cops.
What the fuck?
Sex is the ultimate form of
Wait,
intimacy.
chat. Oh my god, I got such a good video. Wait, hold on, give me a second.
Whenever I do have sex that first time, I just don't want anyone else other than my husband to ever see me in that vulnerable state. It's too precious to me, and how can you get more, at least physically intimate than that? You can get more emotionally intimate, I'm sure, but
Yeah, that intimacy with someone else. And it's crazy because we're waiting for that, you know? We're waiting for that and wondering what that's gonna be like.
As a nurse, I've seen, 94-year-olds in the hospital.
What question we on?
and
Sex
just
is
like
the
the
type
intimate
shit.
relationship that they've had with their spouse still carries forward. Like, people who are quadriplegic, people who no longer can speak, who are more nonverbal, just seeing the dedication day after day, like their visitors, their family members coming in. It's just really nice to see that you can have a circle of different types of intimacy with companionship and the trusting
So y'all think
relationship
sex is the
and the physical part of
ultimate
it.
form of intimacy?
Intimacy is moments in time, moments between people. I've had intimate moments, like I had an intimate moment with you today. Now, was it the most intimate thing I've ever done? No. So I think those moments where you're there with someone willing to die for that person is way more intimate than anything we can find sexually, because sex is something that's gonna happen when you guys start having sex and start being in there with your partner. It's like you want that to last forever. You want that moment, but it's not the thing you would die for. God, you would die for God. That's an intimate thing.
Right.
That sexual moment is not. You would die for her for other reasons, not for sex.
That shit was good. That was good. That nigga was cooking.
Bye.
Oh shit, video's over. I know this nigga fucked the shit out of her right after the cameras went off. Let me chill out. That nigga ain't trying to get like me, bro. I would've did that shit soon as the cameras went off. Like, niggas think I'm joking. I'm like, I'm not even fucking joking. Nigga, I'm dead ass. Nigga, do it look like I'm fucking joking, nigga? I'm dead ass. I would've did that shit.